All right, Mr. Fortin back here. It's later in the day, and I got to film this second video because I didn't get a chance to explain this one, which is on your homework tonight. This is slide 10. It's number 2, writing equations. And let's go ahead and read it now. It says, what if we were given 1 point and the slope of the line, right? We knew it's a line. We have 1 point. We have the slope. How do we get its equation, right? How do we get its equation? So try this. Find the equation of a line with a growth of 3, right? That means the slope. Growth of 3 over 1, right? 3 over 1 would be 3. It's a unit rate. And a point of 31,123. And it has all this space here to kind of show your work and get your answer here. So I'm going to do this one with you. This is a little bit different than the video that I filmed before. I'm glad I broke it up because what I did before, super messy. Look, this is what I did before. Super messy. Lots of stuff here. So we have the opportunity to do one that is just by itself down here, not a super messy. Let's just go ahead and do it because I've showed you guys in the first video, the first 15-minute video I showed you, I kind of went through it slowly. We can do this one a little bit faster. So the idea of this is we're finding an equation of a line. So that's going to involve getting something in the form, right? Y equals mx plus b. Okay, mx plus b. So if we look at what we're given in this problem here, right? Remember, the secret sauce of a specific or linear function is we got to figure out what m is, and we got to figure out what b is. Remember, x and y are your independent variable and your dependent variable. M and b are something called parameters, right? These are parameters. Here, maybe I'll write that down. These are parameters that are the special sauce that describe what the line is actually doing, right? We know we have x here. We know we have y here. We don't have any exponents, so we don't worry about parabolas or anything like that. Just have x and y. Nothing's happening to x and y. That's all that special. So we're going to have a line on the graph. That line's going to have a particular slope. It's also going to have a particular y-intercept. So it's going to start somewhere, and it's going to grow a certain way. That's the thing we need to find to describe really what this line does, right? Really what this line does here. Okay, so we start with a couple things. We have here, for instance, they give us the growth of 3. Very, very nice. So we know what an m is. M is 3. Okay, that's nice. So I'm going to put that in for m. I'm going to substitute that in for the slope because m equals 3 up here. We're given 3. I'll put that in right now, okay? We're also given a point, given a point here, 31 and 123. Interesting. How can a point help us? Well, if we remember what a point is, right, that point here is a coordinate pair. This is a pair of coordinates that work in this function, right, work in this equation. We have an input, which is x, okay, so we're given an x value, and we're given a y value with a point. This is a coordinate pair that's going to work in whatever the equation is, right? We're going to get, when we input 31 for x, we get 123 for y. So that's what we're going to do here is we're going to replace 31. We're going to make it x, okay? We're not going to replace 31 and make it x. We're going to take x and make it 31. We're going to take y, and y is right here. Okay, I'm pointing at let's cross it out here. I'm pointing at the 128. Whoa, 123. Y is 123. Okay, y is 123. So we know that 123 and 31 are going to be a solution to this equation because when we input 31, right, it's saying here, if we have an x value of 31, our corresponding y value with it, our output is going to be 123. So then the question is, mathematically, algebraically, what does the slope got to be? Well, the slope is 3. It's given to us. So then what is the y-intercept have to be? What does this have to be to make sure when we multiply 3 by 31, and we do something to it, we add something to it, we get it to 123, and that's a solution here. So that's all you got to do in problems like this, okay? We're given an m. What else are we given? Well, we're given an x, 31, and we're given a y, which is 123. So out of these 4 letters, only the b is left. That's it, only b is left. So now we can do that thing. I'll keep saying this. This is what we do. We got to solve for b. That is the method that they want you to practice in this one, or want you to come up with maybe on your own, but I'm showing it to you because I think sometimes it's nicer when a teacher just kind of takes you through kind of a calm way to get through it. And I think this is being pretty calm here. Okie dokie, let's go ahead and make sure we can solve for b. Remember, 31 is x, 123 is y, m is 3, and we don't know what b is, but we can solve for b because when we take 31 times by that, we'll do that here. Anyways, solving for b here, okay, start away from b. We're not going to subtract this thing yet. We got to figure out what that multiplies to. So here we got 123. 3 times 30 would be 90, right? 3 times 1 is 3. So this is going to be 93. And then we have plus b here. Okay, got to isolate b now. So if we're adding 93 to b, and that gets us 123, we can subtract that 93 from this, so we can isolate b to figure out what b has to equal, okay? 93 minus 93 is 0. We made a 0 on the right side. And on the left side, when we take that 93 away from 123, that leaves us with 30, okay? And b is 30, okay? So now we have a b value, which is the y-intercept. And we were given a slope at the beginning, okay? We were given a slope at the beginning, which was 3, okay? Final answer, right, isn't going to be y equals mx plus b anymore. So final answer, okay, we got to put in our parameters here. Remember, y is our dependent variable. That point here isn't the only point on this line, right? The line's infinitely many points, okay? So 31, 123 is one solution. We need to come up with a relationship between x and y to represent the function, the input-output function. That's going to be modified by a slope of 3 and a y-intercept of 30. And we got our answer right there, and that's that. Nice and quick, because I was able to film that other video for you guys earlier. I'm able to do this one a little bit more quick with you guys here, okay? So I hope you get this too, because that means we all did it correctly. We all understand. That's it. We'll practice solving for b in the future again. Practice solving for slopes again. Remember, if they didn't give us a slope, we have this new formula for slope, change in y over change in x. But, right, if we have here in a table, we have x and y, we have here x1, 1 point, and then y1, and a second 1 point, and then we have a second point, right? x2, y2. The formula is to get this, how this is growing by, okay? This is growing by, right? We would have to take y2 minus y1. Okay, that's change in y. Is y, it's the second y coordinate, subtract the first y coordinate, and that gets us what the growth is, right? The growth is. So y2 minus y1. And here, right, if we have a second point, how are x coordinates growing? Well, they're growing by x2 minus x1. Okay, that is the change in x is x2 minus x1, okay? So that's a new formula for you if you have 2 points, okay? 2 points like we did in the top one here, right? Top one here, how you can get slope, okay? Once you have slope, you can get the y-intercept pretty easily, okay? Because you have slope, and then you would know what a point is, right? Just 1 point. Plug it in for x and y, plug it in for m, solve for b, and then you got this, okay? Email me if you have any questions. We'll practice this a bit on Friday. Don't worry, it's not going away. And have a good couple of days. I'll see you Friday. Bye.